Hello traders, this is Dan at AITG. We had a little mix-up getting started on time here. My apologies for that. I see we've got a pretty good group in here today. Brad, Brian, Lawrence, Michael, Trish, can you raise your hand to let me know you can hear me? Trish, Michael. How about Brad Armstrong? I see him. Brian Whitchurch, can you raise your hand? Lawrence? How about Brian? Can you raise your hand? You see the little hand you can click? Oh, he's got a little. There it is. I see it.
All right.
Thank you, sir. And we've got Roger here with us tonight as well, and Gene is here as well. And let's see. If you have any questions, you know you can fill out a question. We can also open mics as we go through the evening if we need to. We can talk back and forth, even share your screen if you have something you want to show us. Now, let me begin with my little 60-second obligatory disclaimer here before we get started. Number one, we are not licensed financial advisors or broker dealers. We do not tell you when or what to buy or sell. We develop trading software which allows you to conveniently manage multiple trades simultaneously, both on an individual pair basis as well as on an overall account equity basis. Our trading systems allow you to set the criteria you want for entering and exiting trades. Number two, do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Number three, we do not guarantee consistent pips or that anyone can make money with no effort, and we are not selling the Holy Grail. Number four, every system can have winning and losing streaks. Number five, money management plays a large role in the results of your trading. For example, lot size, account size, broker leverage, and broker margin call rules all have an effect on results. Also, your take profit and stop loss settings for individual pair trades and for overall account equity have a major impact on results. If you are new to trading and do not understand these items, then we recommend you go to babypips.com and study there for a while and then come back to us. All right. Is there anyone here? Can you raise your hand if this is the first webinar you've been on with us? Brian. Okay, Brian. Have you watched any of our other videos? You got an orientation with the dashboard? Or are you green tonight? This is the first time to see any of it. There's a question mark by Lawrence. I'll let Roger look at that. Okay, Brian, you say, okay. So Brian, you raise your hand. That means you have looked at some of the dashboard videos. You can flash your hand on and off. Okay, good. What I did here on this particular test, I tried something a little bit different. I'm trading the Demark system. I'll throw up just one chart. The Demark, as you recall, are these Demark lines that we break out of, up or down, and we also have the subdems that we can use to determine if we're due for a turnaround or a breakthrough. So I got the Demarks on all 28 charts, and inside each pair, there's also a trailing stop on the per pair basis. Look at real quickly. When a trade takes place, we automatically kick on here. I've got it set to true. When we get up 20 pips, we trail by 18. When we get up 25 pips, we trail by 15, etc. Get up 30 pips, we trail by 5. So the higher we go, we get closer and closer. So that's built into every pair right now. And what I did a little different on this, in addition to that, on the dashboard itself, you can set these take profits and stop losses here, as you see, that are based on the ADR, the average daily range. And you can set a multiple of that average daily range for your take profits and stop losses if you want to. So I thought I would try that last night. So I took the take profits and I said, well, if I get up to 50% or 0.5 of that average daily range on a pair, I'll just take the profit. All right. So for example, on this first pair, average daily range was 51. Of course, this is updated since yesterday. And 50% of that at the time was 29. So that must have been 58 yesterday. So half of that daily range is what this take profit was set for. All right. And likewise on down the line, your bigger movers, like here you got a pound yen. The average daily range was 124. Half of that yesterday was 58. So it would have stopped at 58 pips. And for the stop loss, I said, well, I'll put a wider stop loss so I give it room to breathe, right? I want it to get halfway up and take the money, but I'll let it go a time and a half down just to have room to breathe. And so you can see 1.5 times the average daily range is what these red numbers are. So whatever that average daily range is times 1.5, that would be what the stop loss would be in regard to each pair. So the interesting thing about this was I set the take profit, and I'm trading 0.1, which is an average of $1 a pip. I said, instead of doing the equity lock and trail, I'm going to do something a little different tonight. I just said a flat $100. If I get to $100, I'm just take the money and run. So I set it to $100, which is about 100 pip average per pip, $1 per pip. And I set the stop after 1-to-1. So if it hits $100 one time, it's going to take the money and stop. Now, if you've seen these videos, you know we could make that say stop after 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. But I've taken it once. And of course, here's our equity graph. And the other thing I did a little untypically, lately I've been trading the London Open, which is I don't know where you're located for sure, all of you, but that's about 3 a.m. New York time. And Tokyo opens about 7 p.m. So when I set this up, it was about 9:45 at night. So I did it in real time while I was here at the screen, and I just hit that little red button up there that turns on the timer. As long as you don't have the timer set internally, you click this button, it'll automatically put it on. And see, I hit it and it goes off. I hit it and it comes on. So at 9:45, I just hit that button, turned on the timer. I had everything set up. I had all the buttons on here on the 28 buttons. I had the TS light on, had this all set up, and away it went. Started taking trades. You can see that it took 22 trades, 18 longs and 4 shorts, and this tells you how many of each one of each pair. There was 2 pairs that traded twice. That means they got up and hit their profit, and then when the next hourly candle started, they were eligible to go to another trade, and they did. So 2 of the pairs traded twice, and it came up for a total of 22. And you'll see it kind of went up and down, not doing much, minus 15 or 16 dollars, got up to $8, got started doing a little better in here. And then this time period here is around the London time. Now these trades were already on, of course, and up it goes and hit the 100 and stopped. And if you hit a button here that's called show alert window, let me get that over here. That tells you what's.
Hey, Dan, a second. Hey, Brian Whitchurch, if you have a question, please type it in the question box, and I'll answer it for you, sir, if you have one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This shows that the basket closed at 3:29, and that's my computer time. I'm on New York time. So 30 minutes or 29 minutes into London, this thing hit its $100 and it was done. And there are all the trades closed. And if you scroll this on down, you see when it started. There it was, 9:40. I said 9:45. It was actually 9:40. And from this was prior stuff down here. But up here is all the trades that took. And you see a couple of them that said closed by take profit. Those were the couple of pairs that closed by the per pip trail inside each pair. All these other pairs, they just traded with the basket close. See, there was a pound NAS that closed by take profit. And was there another? I think there was another one. I said pound NAS.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, Euro Aussie. The Euro Aussie closed by take profit, and that would be for the trailing stop inside the pair. All these other closes took place with the equity. All right. Now, any questions about that? I went kind of quick through it, but I know you've all seen much of this before, so I just wanted to summarize what little changes I made here.
Hey Dan, yeah, Lawrence
Yes,
had a question on this line here of the equity lock and the trailing stop loss inside the Indy, or I'm sorry, the trading system. But we want. Does anyone out there have anything? Are you done, Dan, with this? I didn't mean to cut you
yeah,
off.
no, that was a summary I wanted to go through and see if anybody had any questions.
Okay. Hey, we're going to open up mics here in a minute. If you have a mic, we encourage you to participate. If you don't, you can continue to write questions in the question box there. Yeah, if you have anything you want to show, we can give you the screen. Anything interesting, any experimentation or anything you've discovered. So again, the whole purpose of these webinars is for us to educate you and to get some feedback from you guys. Feedback, information is good. It leads to bigger and better things in the future. So I'm going to open up the mics, and if you have a mic, please say hi, and we will continue on here. I know Trish. Trish, you got a mic tonight, or is that Brian?
Yeah, it's Brian. How you all going?
Hey.
Trish went back. Yeah, Trish went back to work on Monday, so you've got me for a couple of weeks.
Well, that's cool. Hey, you're just as good as Trish, man. You don't sound as pretty though.
I can try.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, so hey, you guys have anything you want to share or any questions? We have some other stuff we want to show later on, but in the meantime, I know Lawrence, you had a question about the equity stop loss.
Yeah. It's just something I've been thinking about of trying a different setup.
Mm-hmm. You want to take the screen and show us?
We tried that. We can have another go, I suppose. Well, I haven't actually set it up. I've just been thinking about it. So
okay, well, go ahead. Maybe Dan
I can probably show what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Let's see. Who am I speaking? Who are we listening to?
Lawrence.
Yeah. I can make Lawrence the presenter.
Yeah, give him the screen, Dan. Make him the presenter.
Let's see. I'm looking here.
All right, actually, let me do it now.
Yeah. I think you have to do it from your side. You opened it.
We'll make Lawrence. Let's see.
I don't think it'll work on my screen because I run a virtual.
That's right. That's right.
Microsoft system. Right. So
okay. You're right. That's
probably why it doesn't work.
Okay. Well, just talk Dan through it then.
Well, what I want to do, you've got a screen up there now.
Mm-hmm.
That one will do a start. See, you go into properties. Open up the properties. You're not trading anything at the moment, so that'll be
properties of the dashboard.
Yep. Yeah, properties of the dashboard, and you go down to the equity lock.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question was, can I make the equity lock minus?
No.
No. It's positive equity.
Only positive equity. Now okay. You see my cursor here. You can set a stop loss on your equity right here, a fixed stop loss.
Yeah, right here. I know those sort of things. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a trailing stop with a trailing profit. Does that make sense to anybody?
Well, when you set your equity lock, once you hit a certain target,
I could do it on that one. I can use that as an equity lock. But okay, now go do the TS instead. It doesn't matter which one you're using, as long as it's the one with
they
look at the properties.
Trailing stop loss, yep.
And open that one up. Now that first one, You got 20, right? Can I set that to 0?
You can set that. Yeah, but again, this is positive. Even though it's called a stop loss, some of a normal trailing stop loss. As soon as the trade is open, and say it's the stop loss is a trail by 20 pips. So the trade is opened, and the stop loss, the trailing stop loss, immediately goes on there minus 20 pips. Okay, and as price goes up, it trails it by 20, and eventually the stop gets in the profit. Yeah, this doesn't work that way.
This would have been better called a take profit pip lock.
All right, so I can't do it really.
Do it as a basket on the dashboard or as an individually.
Well, either one. I could use. It doesn't matter if I could do it on the TS. That'll be fine. If I could do it on the basket, it's probably better in the TS actually to be able to go set that to 0 instead of 20, and trail by 18.
Right, you set that to 0, and the trail those have to be positive numbers. That is correct, Gene? Right?
I would set it. You could try 0. I'd try maybe 1. And
okay.
What do you want it to trail by? How many?
Well, it's 18. That would be all right to start with.
Okay, set the first one at 1, and leave that one at 18, and set all the other ones at 0, and you should hit 1 pip real quick.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
You could try 0. I've never tried 0 exactly, because that would launch you. Well, actually, 0 wouldn't even launch you right away, because normally when you open a trade, you're always negative a little bit.
Yeah, it'll go down negative anyway. Yeah.
It might close.
Right. Yeah, let's do a quick test on.
You can't set that to negative though. The tip target.
I'd have to look in the code to tell you the truth, because I don't know what would happen when you did a negative number there.
Right. That's why I didn't want to say you could, but again, depending on the coding, if you set that first pip target to say 1 or 2 pips, as soon as the trade opens, when it hits the 2 pips, hits the target, it should put on that trail minus 18 from that point, right?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah.
Right, Dan, just try this out.
Well, what you can do also too is set that fixed stop loss, say at 18. So as soon as the trade opened, you would have one at 18, and then as soon as it went 1 pip, the other one would kick in, and it would start trailing.
What was that again? I missed that one.
Yeah, that fixed stop loss, you could set that to true. Say put that at 18. So as soon as the trade opened, you would have a stop loss at 18, and then the other one down below, set it at 1 and whatever, 18, and then as soon as that one hit 1 pip, it would start trailing by 18.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Yeah,
that gives you some protection. Yeah, because with that trailing,
it's just something I set up on my alternative trading platform that with the Super Guppy that you're working on. I've got this. I've got a sort of a trailing stop and a trailing profit. So basically, you've actually got a trailing profit rather than a trailing stop.
Right. Hey Dan, you want to do an experiment real quick? Drop down to like a 5-minute chart or a minute chart, and put that fixed stop. Or you don't have to put the fixed stop loss, but put the first target to 1 pip or 2 pips.
Well, spread might do that.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. Well, the spread will kick it in.
Try a negative number to start off. Put in a -2 or -3. What is depends on what your spread is right now at the time.
Yeah, you probably set it the minimum or maximum spread or something.
See what happens.
And what do you want for this first pip trail?
That's all right. Just leave it there. We just want to see if it comes on.
Yeah. Let's see if it comes on and trails.
We're on the Aussie CAD.
Oh yeah, you can just take the trade.
Go ahead and go up and click the buy button.
Yeah. You got your pair. You got to go back to your
I gotta
dashboard and turn on the pair.
We're on the Aussie CAD. Gotta turn on the Aussie CAD button.
Yeah, see, this is good stuff, guys. This is what this is all about. Experimenting here, live, not Memorex.
It didn't take the trade.
Did you turn on the dashboard both
You got the time going?
TS and
Yeah, he's got time.
Got the TS. It says long, so I got that on.
well, you broke it, Dan.
Yeah, broke it.
Hit the buy button again.
We've broken it.
No, hit it again. Yeah, cycle it. Yeah, there you go.
You probably have to have a look at the error log, see what come out.
Yeah, if you don't have an arrow there on the dashboard, it's not going to take it. Well,
Go back on the dashboard and just click the buy button over there once.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That'll override everything.
Buy button, yeah. Here's buy.
force it. Put that square peg in a round hole.
I didn't take it either.
Something going on, Dan. Would you screw up?
What's it not liking?
Trades aren't going through, Dan. You hit that buy button.
I take it all back.
That should override everything.
I know what the problem is, Dan. Hit your stop after one. Note to everyone, if you're using one and done or two and done a day, you got to make sure you go back to profit if you want to take more trade. Now hit the buy button.
Yeah,
try it again.
There you go. Okay, let's go look at it.
Okay.
There, put it on. There you go. It worked. -2.
Wow.
Look at that. We learned something.
We learned something.
Yep.
Well, that's exactly what I want. Thank you very much.
Hey, so tell me, Lawrence, did we answer your question well enough for you?
Yes.
Measure that stop loss there once. Just make sure. See if it's what is it? 8 from the buy there.
It should be 18.
See if we're at
18. There it is,
There you
18.
You hit it.
We designed the answer in real time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a trailing stop like you have now.
Right.
On the TS, and then on the dashboard you have the trailing profit set, which is the EL, of course, the equity lock. Yeah, that's what I want. That'll work.
There you go.
It's just something I thought of overnight, so I said, I broached that question at the.
Oops.
Oh, who's Jimmy? He hasn't got a screen.
Oh, I made Jimmy the presenter. Hang on a second here. Let me get back to Dan.
Actually, I'm quite enjoying myself just listening.
Hang on, Dan. There we go. Back to Dan. Presenters.
That was my big question for the day, so I'm happy.
So that's all you got for us, then, huh, Lawrence?
Well, I'll see if I can think of something else. Oh, yes, I do. Yes.
Lawrence gets a bonus point, see.
Yeah.
Mark that in your book.
Second question is in the oh God, my head's not working properly this morning. In the hang on, I'll bring it up. Not the hash, the other one. Renko, yeah. In the Renko TS, you have your jumping stop loss. What are your experiences with the jumping stop loss? I seem to be get taken out all the time when I have that set. Have you have it set all the time or not? I
personally myself, I am not using the jumping stop loss presently at this time.
I'm thinking of turning it off.
It depends on your actual bar size, on how effective it is. Wrinkles are. I don't know if any of y'all saw my post or watched. I'm starting to do. I started today to do recorded videos of my daily updates. So you get kind of a audio visual commentary on instead of just one-dimensional on the Forex Factory. But yeah, right now my wrinkles are stinking. So, but
yeah, mine too.
It's just part of the cycle, It's like playing a game of cards. You gotta know when to hold them, when to fold them, right? But that jumping stop loss, it works, but you gotta find that right rhythm with the bar size. You got anything to add to that, Gene, about the jumping stop loss?
Nope. I haven't really got into it too much.
Okay. Has anyone else
Have any
well,
experiences with it?
yeah, working with the Rincos right now? Anyone else want to pipe in? Brian, you guys are still working with the Haas, correct? Correct, Brian? Yeah, I'm talking to Brian from Australia.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. No, we haven't got the raincoats yet. We're just sort of trying to sort it out still. We're sitting in the driveway.
Okay. So I know you're still working with the Haas, though, right? The Haas.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Haas is still good. It's probably it's one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just got to figure out our times because we sort of started off on trying 24/5 to see what that was like, and we weren't really getting anywhere. So we're going to try just the London Open. So when it's about 4:30 here, it's the London Open. So we won't open our trades up until about 4:30.
Yeah, I'm in Australia as well. I set mine to start at 5 o'clock in Australia time.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes
I've had the most with the Haas. That's been my most successful on London Open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With one and done.
Right. The heat map was also good, but we all know that the German head fake, that when Frankfurt opens what hour prior to London, you get that head fake, and times past, our group we've learned to not to be there at the exact open of London, but wait maybe a half an hour, or wait for if we were trading an hour candle, wait for the second candle to open, the second hour of London, and then start looking for trades, just to give that if there is the head fake, which is there a lot, chance for it to decide which direction it's going. So that's something you might want to think about too, is maybe wait an extra candle. Brian, you are using hour candles?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So something to think about.
That's an idea.
Yeah. Put a feather in your hat there.
I see another question over here from Brad. I think this is current date. Video about the videos.
I already answered that, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, about the videos.
Yeah.
I already answered that. We're working on that.
All right. Okay. Okay. No other questions. We'll move along here. Recently,
before we move along, just want to emphasize your point here with what you showed at the beginning of the webinar, Dan, is that this was at the an hour after Asia Open, correct?
Yeah, about 2 hours. Yeah,
2 hours after Asia. So that's we've been really focusing a lot on the London, but Asia is also a good time to pick up too, especially during times of the week like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I don't know if has anyone ever done any research into what days of the week are better to trade certain sessions?
Yeah, we found, like you said, Tuesdays to Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
For Asian, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of good research out there. There's been people that have been doing this for a very long time and have shared their what they have found, the characteristics of certain markets on certain days of the week, and there are some days that are better than others.
Yeah, and some brokers produce a lot of data about that on their websites. They have a lot of data about the days of the week and how many pips per day, per pair, etc. Mm-hmm. One of them I recall that was very prolific in that area, and it's been a while since I saw it, but it might probably still there. Oanda.
Yep. I wouldn't recommend them as a broker if you have them, but
they got good data.
They have very good data. Their website is probably the best I've seen out there as far as the depth of data that they offer traders. I just being in the United States, I wouldn't use them because they do have some bad rules for us Americans. You know, they don't offer hedging, nor do they offer. They have the first in, first out rule, which is not good sometimes. But so, all right, Dan, you want to show some?
Yeah. Well, what we were going to do next, we've been working with this DeMark as it was in this particular sample here. But recently ago, Roger had been talking about moving those DeMarco lines around. I think Gene mentioned as well, and use them in conjunction with consolidation and also in conjunction with the subdems, and just manually set those lines for breakouts. So we thought we'd take a few minutes tonight and go through the pairs. I'll start right here, this Aussie CAD, the first one, and you can look and see.
Hey Dan, let me ask a question real quick.
Yeah.
With the show of hands, or let's just do a show of hands. How many people are familiar with subdems? Understand the difference between the subdem and the
support and resistance.
Support and resistance. Okay, Lawrence is. Anyone else?
One.
All right. If you're not familiar with subdems, I posted a video. I think it's on the Forex Factory, our Forex Factory thread there, the forum there. It might be a couple days back, but I posted a vid from a guy who used to be in the on the floor in the Chicago Stock Exchange, and
it's been around for years.
Yeah, but he explains it in such a very simple way to understand. Once you understand what the subdems are, what they represent, it really gives you some insight on where price, the probability of where price is going to go. So I highly recommend. I think it's only a half an hour video, but you'll get a lot out of that half an hour. So I recommend checking it out. But go ahead, Dan.
Oh, obviously these red rectangular bars are subdem, and the green ones as well, and they have to do with order flow. But anyway, we're looking. If you're real close to a subdem, you might look at it as a place to expect a bounce down, or if you're coming through one, you get a breakout through one, you might look at that as a point of continuation. As well as you might also look at the bars for area of consolidation breakout. But you can take these DeMark lines, double click them, and then you can move them. See how I'm moving that? I can take this and move it anywhere I want. It'll be a breakout line going along. So if I want to do a breakout on this little consolidation area right here, I could do that. Oh, come back here. Got to get that little white square. I could set that like that, try to get it horizontal. And I could, if it breaks out north, it'll take a long. If it goes down to the bottom, it'll take a short. These lines here, yeah, the take profit line and stop loss line, you can't put on until a trade is actually taken. But you can set these lines. And Roger's had some pretty good success in some recent trials. He did this, well, last time you did it like what was it, 120 pips, 180 pips overnight?
189 pips, I think it was.
Yeah. You go through the 28 pairs. Like I've got this set now on the Aussie CAD, and there'll be some pairs that at the moment don't look like they're viable at all.
Right.
But I'll put that on that consolidated area there. If it goes up, it'll likely go up to that subdem. If this comes down, it'll probably not go very far unless it breaks that. Okay.
Yeah, I would just probably play the long on that.
Yeah, that's another good point. You could just take one of those and delete it. Now I'm just going to take long only.
Mm-hmm.
See how that worked?
Make sure you close your boxes then. Your white boxes, yeah.
Yeah, you got to double click on the white boxes. There they are. Go to the next one.
Oh, hey Dan.
Yeah.
What I do is once I decide I'm going to take a particular pair and I set my lines, I go back to the dashboard and turn just
Right.
that pair on.
Aussie CAD, we got now live. Aussie CAD's alive.
Mm-hmm.
And you still need to have that TS button on too. USD yen. I don't see anything there to break out of at the moment. It's going to be horizontal.
Yeah, it's kind of a no man's land right there in between the subdems.
Go to the next one. Yeah, we got, yeah, here's our line down here. We can't go north there. We could just go south right here.
Now, hey, let me point something out here on the subdems. The rule of thumb here on the subdems is once a new subdem, see this, once a new subdem is formed, all right, they say, some people say wait for it to bounce back onto that subdem and then take the short. But what I've experienced is when that new subdem is fresh and forms, usually 3-4 candles, that subdem pops up. And usually, if you go back in history, of course, can't look too far back because as these subdems are violated, they go away. But usually, the subdem will most of the time, 99% of the time, travel 50% down to the next subdem. All right, and where you can put in I use a fib. I've modified my fib chart to put that 50% mark there, and I'll put that's where my take profit will go. So that's another way of doing it. Or again, with this DeMark Indy, you also have the trailing stop loss, and now we know that we can have a negative stop loss, right, Lawrence? All right, Dan's just setting up the fib, getting rid of the lines we don't need, and just putting in a 50%.
I wanted the 100.
Yeah, you gotta add the 100 back in this. There you go.
I just have 160. 50 probably enough.
Oh, yeah, you forgot but you can see the point here. You should put the 0 back in there. Well, you do have.
Got the 0. I got the 50. I got the 100.
I wonder why that 100.
Okay.
Go back up. Go back up to the I think you had that 0.
I was going to delete it and put on a new one. Maybe that'll do it. There it is. I don't have the 0 line.
That's all right. But the point is that you pivot out to and that 50% mark is your take profit.
In this case, that's 9 pips.
Yeah.
So not a biggie.
Yeah, on an hour chart. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be smaller. So I put that for short only. USD Swiss. How did I get on the USD Swiss?
Well, when you open up your charts, that sometimes they don't open in order. Best thing to do is just open up by the dashboard.
Yeah. Aussie Swiss. Yeah, that looks pretty good for a long only.
94.
Well, I would
36. 94, 636.
I would
let it go either way.
I would look for the short, Dan.
To break below the subdem here instead of going back up 50% to there. Okay.
It's because it went up, it created a new subdem, and that second candle there looks pretty close to 50%, but then it retraced down and hit it twice. So you know, again, sometimes it is you got to apply some experience and some logic to this, but sometimes it's just you know, shot in the dark here. But I would say looking for the breakdown.
If it does break that, and you put your line on here again, subdim to subdim.
Well, again, that only works, Dan, going from a supply from a supply to a demand.
That's right. You can't do it green to green or red to red. You got to have it one to the other. That's right. Okay. That's Aussie Swiss. Aussie Yen. It came down almost toward the 50.
Hey, Lawrence, you got a question?
No, it must be still up for some reason. I think you asked me to put my hand up before.
Oh, was your hand getting tired being up that long?
Yeah, I got a bit tired. I think it was about did we know about demarks? Not demarks, supply and demand.
Right.
You can look at the short only from here.
Yeah, see, that's a good consolidation right there. How wide is that trough right there? That's about
30.
Okay, so that's a good. I would play that obviously short only, right? Because it's already up, right? So yeah, I would look for the short only. So hey, another option too. Instead of deleting these lines, you can go to the dashboard. Go to your dashboard, right?
Yeah, Aussie Yen. Yeah, you go to the dashboard like on the Aussie Yen that we're on right here, and see the dark blue button. You can set that to short only.
Yep. So it's only going to take a short.
Blue is the green. That's buy. Sell is the red one. Then NT is no trade. It won't take any trade.
Yep.
So we can set that for sell. And I don't have to delete any lines.
Yep.
Aussie NAS.
Well, that's a question. If you delete the line, how you put it back?
Open up the trading system and click OK, and that will reset it.
Okay.
Yeah, go to this.
Oh, just and then
just
close it or OK it.
Yeah, just OK. That resets it.
Okay, that resets it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
This looks like another down play.
Well, let's see here. Now again, we're on an hour chart. Yeah, it's a little bit of consolidation there. What's above that, Dan? Can you scrunch or minus or scrunch? Okay, so you got.
I'd go either way on that one.
You could go either way.
Yeah, I would take the breakout south or going north.
It's been touching that line there. It could go either way.
Now, hey, just as a point of recommendation, doing something like this, using subdems, knowing that you're getting to points when they hit the subdems, you're getting to points where orders are being filled, buys or sells are being filled, which would cause the imbalance in the market and for the trend or the price action to go the opposite direction, unless there's enough momentum for it to push through that supply or demand zone. So, with that being said, with this look at what we're looking at right here on an hour chart, I would adjust your take profits. If you're going to use the trailing stop loss, it's inside the market trading system. Open it up and see what we got set out. I think the default was
it's 20 trail by 18.
You might want to bring those down a little bit. Maybe a 15.
0.
There you go, 0. There you go. But my point here is to shrink those targets down a little bit to coincide with the smaller time frames.
Yeah, you can lower those down by 25%, 50%, all the way down.
Now, one thing you got to remember to do, you got to turn that auto draw trend lines to false, or those things are at the top of the hour. They're going to go right back to the normal setting.
Oh, good point. Where is it?
It's up,
auto draw trend lines. See that?
Yeah, you got it on automatic at the moment.
You got to say false.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yeah.
you go through and spend about a half an hour of your night setting up, or your day setting up these trades, and then the next hour, and they all auto reset. And hey, what happened?
Mm-hmm. So those first ones I set up have to be
Trick for young players, that one.
And isn't this great stuff? You got so much flexibility with this thing, you know.
Then once the trade happens, let's say you come look at it and they're in a trade, then you can draw your take profit and stop loss lines if you want to and move them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Draw TP, draw stop loss, and if you want to track them that way.
Or you can do it the caveman way and just once the trade's on, just put your cursor over the your entry point and drag down or up for a take profit or a stop loss. Either or, there's multiple ways, but.
Mm-hmm. Aussie NAS was both ways. Aussie NAS, we leave it going both ways.
So yep.
Aussie US. Well, look at this.
That's a nice one.
A 50% point clear down to here is 60 some pips, be the middle here.
But it's already bounced, but look what's above. Now again, when you chart, you always want to look what's above and below you. You got a lot of orders, a lot of sell orders above you, and what's below you. You got no buys below you except for that one.
So the pressure
break through that one.
You know, hey, when I look at this, when I look at supply and demand, I want to look at what's above and below, and it's kind of like tug of war. You guys know what tug of war is, right? Where you get a bunch of people on one side of the rope and a bunch of people on the other side of the rope, and the object is to pull the other team across the line. You know, tug of war. I don't know if you guys got that where you guys are at, but in America, that's one of our games. But it's kind of like a tug of war. You know, who's going to be the stronger one here? Well, obviously, the sell zones are stronger than the buys. So where's price obviously going to go? South.
It's going to go down.
I would play that for a short only. You guys got tug of war down there in Australia, Lawrence?
Have we got what? Tug of war? Oh, yes.
Okay, all right.
Normally amongst football teams.
Aussie US, that's Aussie US with short only. Aussie US.
You were talking about rugby, weren't you, Lawrence?
You're talking about the rugby, or you're talking about?
I think rugby.
US rugby.
All right. I guess we need to stay focused here,
and for Brian, you can do this with the Haas as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Haas.
Yeah, you can just direct the Haas with that little button where he's got buy and sell. Instead of letting the Haas go in the wrong direction, you tell it only go down or only go up according to a supply and demand. I think I put in the in Forex Factory a link to a suitable supply and demand indicator that you could put on.
And that works okay for you?
Oh yes, yeah, that's a good way of filtering.
Yeah, you gotta watch. You know what you put on the how can I say the aftermarket indicators and stuff you put on, because they might interfere with the performance of the trading.
Yeah, I have checked this one out. It doesn't do any signals or anything. It's not an EA.
Okay. Yeah, an EA will definitely mess it up.
You might get some alerts, but you can turn them all off.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Swit, I've got this going either way.
It looks like Eugene's supply and demand is based on it.
Right. Hey, Dan. I would just again look for this. I mean, again, think about the tug of war. There's more buy orders than there are, or there's more sell orders than there are buys. In between, you got a bigger gulf there between. You know what I'm saying?
So you say you just play the South only?
I would, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's just a personal preference here. Let's see.
I'll stick my hand up.
Yes, sir.
On the supply and demand, can we actually add these supply and demand boxes onto the Haas as well? In the actual Haas, rather than me adding.
If you proved out that they didn't interfere, And if that was the
no,
case,
I mean, added to the actual indicator. I mean, the TS.
Yeah. See, here, that would be, let me just give you the short answer. No, just kidding. The real answer is, our trading system and dashboard is out there. There's quite a few copies out there now, and it's because we do offer free when we have updates, needed updates. We do offer free updates. You get updates for free from us. You don't have to purchase any updates. And you can imagine if we got requests every week, and we do, from our traders, and hey, can we add this? Can we add that? We would be spending all of our time coding and sending out. It would be just a big spaghetti mess, if you know what I mean, trying to keep track of everything. So what Gene does is he takes your inputs and he puts them on his to-do list, and when we get around, when time comes, we get enough, and it warrants. We talk about it. It warrants. The idea warrants to go into the update. Then we'll do the updates with not just one, but multiple ideas and updates. So, but
right.
For us to do it, just add the house right now or the subdem to the house, it'd be pretty labor intense because we have to send everyone out now a updated Haas who has it.
Okay. Can we add it to the to-do list?
Yeah. Right. Now, in the meanwhile, I mean, you could test this out. You could take the subdem indicator by itself, put it on the Haas chart, save it as a template, apply that template
one
on 28.
On the factory there, so
and you'd have what this is. But we don't know if it would interfere or not.
He's already done that. He's already put one on there. Aftermarket one.
It doesn't do any signaling.
Okay.
It's only an indicator, so.
Well, let's see. I'm on the CAD yen now. Pretty tight in here.
Quite a traffic jam. What's above? Yep. Yeah.
That could just go sideways forever.
Yeah. And look at how long it's been going sideways. 1, 2, 3 days.
Not very exciting there.
But you know what?
I probably wouldn't trade that one at all.
Well, I would do. How many pips right now down to the bottom of that? How many pips is that?
From here down to this one?
No. The bottom of the there. 46 pips.
Yeah.
And is this the CAD yen? ADR on the CAD yen. ADR is 64 pips right now. So yeah, I would wait until tomorrow. See what happens. Pass
on the CAD yen.
Yeah, it could stay sideways for a while.
Swiss yen. That's got a bigger stack on top.
Yeah, same thing right there. I mean, how many pips you got to go before you get to the bottom of the
down here?
Yeah, 120. Yeah. I would pass on that too. Look, it's been going sideways.
Swiss yen is a pass. Euro Aussie. Got a bigger stack underneath.
Let's see.
From here up to here, we got
90,
so 45.
Okay, look what price did, Dan. It went up about 50%. Cleared out whatever's demand or supply, and then it went down and created a new zone. So, and it bounced off that zone.
Hasn't quite bounced yet.
It went in there. It
went in there and came out and went back in.
Looks like it closed inside that zone. So if it closes inside a zone, that's considered a breach, a bounce. So yeah, it hasn't come up yet.
It's still going, isn't it? 1 hour. Where are we up now?
Yeah, fresh candle too. 8 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's a fresh candle. It could go up or could go down. Looks like it wants to go up. So it could be a bounce.
Yeah, I would, how many pips? I would just play the up play the long. Straighten up that, just straighten up that that long entry.
Right. So
Not the written.
yeah.
Give it a little space. Give it some commitment there. You want it to commit. How many pips from there up to the bottom of? No, 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 no. I would leave it on top of that fractal, Dan.
Right. That one.
Right where it was on that. No, that top fractal.
Yeah.
Right. That was the last high. So how many pips? How many possible pips from there to the
47,
47?
48.
Okay. And this is a Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie has an ADR right now of 78. So yeah, I would take that.
Mm-hmm. That's a long only on the Euro Aussie.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are you guys getting the gist of this?
The point?
I think it again. This is just a way to manually go through. And what's good about this exercise for any of you guys who are new to trading, it's when you're just starting to learn how to trade, or you're learning a new system in trading, chart time the more you see it, the quicker you learn, and it's like muscle memory. You start recognizing these characteristics of these charts here, and this process goes by a lot quicker the more you do this.
Right.
But
yeah, if you're just doing it yourself and not explaining it every time, you'll be through it in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, 10, 15
minutes.
And what it does, again, you're taking control of your destiny. Not to say that the dashboard doesn't give us good control, but you take personal control of your destiny there, and you filter out anything that you deem not to be trade worthy for that day.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And if you see, like here, we got an ADR average of 2,182 pips, which is pretty soft.
It's been soft. That's pretty
it's
bad.
Been soft. We used to see it 3,000, 4,000. You got movement. Yeah. So maybe when you see it softer, you see it in the 1,500 to 2,000 area. Maybe you want to start looking at something like this a little closer. Maybe give you a little bit more control.
Yep. And with the lower AD, I mean, the market's been like this for what, a year and a half?
Yeah.
I think since the Brexit, was it the Brexit vote that where it really fell off the wagon, which is going on 2 years ago. This is really, I remember, for you guys, old traders, you guys remember, 3-4 years ago when the average ADR was around 4,000, 38 to 4,000. Oh, those were good days. So now we really have to fight for our pips.
Yeah, we have to work on them.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, I think we made the point there. We're about an hour in right now.
You guys, any comments or any questions from anyone?
I'll put my hand up again.
Okay, Lawrence. Yes, sir. We'll call on you.
On your supply and demand, how far back is it set to look? I think the default used to be about 1,000. Is it 1,000 on this one?
Oh, I have to ask Gene. What's the look back? I look back on bars on this, Dan or Gene.
Is it as a setting, or is it fixed?
No, I think it's fixed.
I'd have to go and look again. It's the same setting I think it had.
Oh, this went back to the
22nd.
Could be 1,000. By look of it.
It could be that's just where that new supply or that zone. Yeah, it doesn't say in the ending. It's in the coding, Lawrence. So.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Be nice to know how far back it is, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well, if you have no questions, we guys got anything? Any last minute? Oh, by the ways for AITG staff. Any announcements we need to make?
Well, we're coming up on the a couple of weeks. It'll be
starting the members room.
Yeah, starting the members room, and a lot of the more in-depth details that we're getting into these webinars obviously is far more than what is appearing on Forex Factory.
Right.
Because we have this time to do this. And we're also going to be making 2 schedules for the webinars. We're going to have a nighttime at 9 p.m. Eastern and a 9 a.m. So we get the people, like for you guys, maybe a better time. A 9 a.m. our time might work better for you.
Yeah.
9 a.m. New York, what time is it for you in Australia?
Midnight.
Well, that won't work for you then.
Well, yeah, Monday.
I'll be in bed.
Yeah. Well, just have to set your alarm, Lawrence. Get up, man. Get a cup of coffee and hang out with us.
The one you have now is perfect for me, 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, well, this will be a good time for you. But there'll be other parts of the world that are the opposite.
Well, I'm also, what do you call it, not working anymore, so the day is normally free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, Michael B, for your comments there. Appreciate it.
I got one here. Lawrence, I looked it up. It's 3,000 bars. 3,000.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Is that enough?
That's better than 1,000, right?
Oh yeah, heaps better than 1,000.
I hope that's good enough for you, Lawrence.
Oh, that'll be good enough. I'm happy with that.
Hey, just to clarify what Dan said, just to reiterate, when we start the members room, the Monday night webinar for us will be a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start, and so whatever time it is around the world, and then but the Wednesday will be at 9 a.m. So we'll give those people around the world opportunity to either getting up or going to bed. It'd be the same thing for us too. So just the opposite if you're on the other side of the world. So we had some requests from that from people in Asia and stuff, and so we just want to accommodate.
It's not a bad time. No. Most people will finish work.
Right. So I'll be sending out. I'll be sending out some emails, personal emails to you guys, to all of our clients, and just to reiterate those times and show you what's all included in the members room. So on top of this, what we're talking about, I think I mentioned it earlier at the beginning of the webinar. If you guys have been following me on Forex Factory Forum, I've been posting I think about 4 or 5 different setups. Some of them go back. I started back on April 2nd. I started doing videos. So you get a video commentary now on these setups instead of just a screenshot of the dashboard with written verbiage. So
that's a daily commentary, right? You're doing that every day?
Yeah, that'll be every day, and we'll get that up sometime during the day. Get it posted on there, and so you get your leisure. You can go and hear my voice. You can't see me, but you can hear my voice and get my personal commentary on how things are going. So, again, this is all educational stuff for you guys. It's also designed to help you get some ideas. They're like I said, this system here, this dashboard and the trading systems that we have, there are so many different variables, so many different ways you can do this. It'd be impossible I would have to have a computer room with about 24 screens, and just to even start to break ground in all the different variables that we can show. So I know, just like with football and sports, they say it's a copycat league. Like I said, we're not licensed brokers or financial advisors. We show you what we do, and you can do what you want with that. Wink, wink. But we do encourage you guys to be creative. So, with that being said, there's no last minute questions or comments before we dismiss you guys. Going once, going twice. Sold. All right, guys. I want to thank y'all for coming, and we look forward to talking with y'all and seeing you again next week.
It was a pleasure.
Yes.
No worries. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you hopefully next week. All right. So you can dismiss. Okay, you can dismiss yourselves, or I'll dismiss you. Your choice.
I'm gone.
All right, buddy.
All right. All right.
All right, mate. And we are clear.